401ks and Bitcoin, why this is super bullish for the market, and why the government probably wants to stop it. Decentralized. Welcome to Everything Currency, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about 401ks and Bitcoin. So Fidelity announced last week that they are going to be allowing Americans to buy Bitcoin in their 401ks, and let me just tell you right off the bat, the government is very pissed off about this idea. But for those who don't really know what a 401k is, I know there's some people who are from out of the country who watch the channel who might not know like how big the 401ks are. Let me just tell you my story of my first 401k. When I got my first job, I was 18 years old, and my HR, she pulled me into the office and she said, hey, you should put 1% of your money into a 401k because it'll be good for you in the long run and you won't notice the difference in your paycheck. I said, all right, and we signed up for it, and that was pretty much it. So a bunch of people in the United States just throw money into this thing just so they can have money for retirement in hopes that it's going to be there. It is supposed to be a long-term investment, retirement account, and all that stuff. And people get screwed over in their 401ks all the time. But if you do have a 401k, they're not always bad, and you have a job, you can go into your 401k and adjust what you're investing in. I did that with my 401k once I got older, and I was able to grow my 401k a lot faster than I did when I was younger. But it is something that, look right here, 401ks hold $7.3 trillion in assets as of September 30th. There's about 600,000 plans for about 60 million active participants. I don't know how there's more participants than there are plans. Pretty interesting. But right here you see there's another number that says Americans held $11 trillion in retirement plans. That is crazy. 7.7 trillion of which is held in 401k. So we'll just call it $7 trillion as of right now. There's about $7 trillion that's just in 401ks and people's retirement plans. People are working their lives away, throwing 1 to 20% of their paycheck into a 401k in hopes that when they turn 65 they can enjoy a couple of years of that money. So Bitcoin getting like maybe 5 to 10% of this would be extremely bullish for the overall market cap of Bitcoin. If it can scoop up 5 to 10% of this in the next 4 to 10 years, that will be pretty crazy to see right there. But Fidelity already came out and said the government is going after crypto in your 401ks. Now, just to backtrack a little bit on the ideals of Bitcoin, you don't want to put Bitcoin in your 401k. You want to just hold Bitcoin yourself, not your keys, not your coins, because the government can just easily come at Fidelity and say, hey, we'll shut your business down. We'll make it illegal to offer Bitcoin. And if you do it, we'll shut your business down. And they'll just hand over all that, they'll hand over the bags to the government. Simple as that. So having Bitcoin in your 401k, I withdrew out of my 401k, kind of one of the smartest things that I had ever did. But overall, personally, I would just hold my Bitcoin myself, get myself a hardware wallet. If you don't have one of those, links in the description. Get you a hardware wallet and just hold the Bitcoin on there. Is probably a safer bet from Fidelity, who hasn't even started offering these plans yet, saying that the government is already going after it. Now I'll put this article in the description if you want to read it, but basically it's just talking about how all this money is in there. The labor office is basically saying that people could lose all their holdings, the price could go down, blah 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 blah, as if the dollar isn't taking in value over the next 20 years. If you're a working class citizen, the dollar's going to be tanking in value over the next 20 years. So take your bets there. That's not my opinion. The dollar has been going down in value for like the last however long. Also, another reason why I think the government is hating on this idea, because 401ks do one thing that's pretty interesting, and they allow you to invest pre-tax. So if you get a paycheck, they take money out of your paycheck right away. You don't get no say in it. You don't have to send them a check or nothing. They just take it and say, here you go. But with your 401k, they allow you to invest a percentage of your paycheck before they tax it. So if they're going to allow that for Bitcoin, I could see a lot of people maybe using that in their 401ks. But the first thing that sucks about 401ks is that if you want to withdraw early, if you want to withdraw your Bitcoin, you want to move it around, you're going to get docked crazy. You're going to get taxed when you withdraw at that moment, and you're going to get penalized. And then when you withdraw your 401k, when you retire, you're going to get taxed again. And look, all these taxes and all these like technicalities of these people who are, you're letting them hold your money and you're letting them invest your money and you're letting them give you a percentage. They're going to tax you and do all this weird stuff with your money. So this is why Bitcoin was invented in the first place, to do away with all this crap and for people to just say, hey, I'm gonna hold my own retirement plan right here in my hardware wallet. Maybe I'll get myself a safe, put my hardware wallet in there and stuff like that. So for me, I wouldn't do it, but hey, they're already talking about it. The government's already going after it, and then they're already flooding it, saying here's what you should know before you add Bitcoin to your 401k. So there's going to be a lot of these news articles and stuff that come out that are kind of like hating on Bitcoin and saying, look, you shouldn't put your money in there. But for me, I wouldn't put my money in a Bitcoin 401k, but this is how a lot of people, the working class people, and there's nothing wrong with being working class or nothing like that. Like this is how the working class people like to invest, you know, for their retirement, and they should have the option to get Bitcoin. Not only that, they should have the option to get Ethereum or whatever other assets they can conjure up themselves to buy. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. We might see NFTs come into 401ks. We're going to see a whole bunch of stuff in 401ks because those assets are valuables, and guess what, if they create value in the long run, the bank is going to want a part of it because the bank is here to extract value. So that's just the bottom line of it. So let me know what you guys think about 401ks, and do you think this is going to bring a lot of money into Bitcoin? Now, first thing that could be negative is that you might not be able to withdraw your Bitcoin. So that means that these companies, Fidelity, banks, and whoever they lend to, are going to have a big old pile of Bitcoin, and they might use it to try to short the market and suppress the price. If you're like, you know, if you're like me and you know that conspiracy theories be real sometimes. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Leave me a comment in the comment box if anything you would like me to make a video about. Get ready for the FOMC meeting tomorrow. Could cause some volatility in this market. RIP to crypto roots. Till next time, peace.